E plus R equals O. It's the ultimate success formula for your entire life. For your business, your relationships, your body, your health, your wealth. E plus R equals O. E stands for events. Events are going to happen. Events happen every single day. Most of them you have no control over. R stands for response. It's your response to the events that are happening every single day equals O, the outcome. E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. The way you respond to the events happening in your life right now, the events happening in your business right now. If you're a service technician, the events happening in your life right now, the way you respond to these events will determine your outcome. Responsibility is 2 words. Your ability to respond. Responsibility. Your ability to respond. So you got to make a decision. There's no complaining, blaming, justifying, excuse making, defending the position that you're in. Whatever that position is, if you want something different, if you want more in life, more freedom, more money, more love in your relationship, you want a better body, you want better health, you have to make a decision. You have to have the ability to respond, and everybody has the ability to respond. It's a choice. We're talking about a choice. Do I choose to sit in front of the TV, to watch the game, to eat Cheetos, to eat Doritos? I used to eat a bag of Doritos at a time. I used to keep my head buried in the sand while my business was failing. I was so busy. I had so many things, so many responsibilities on my plate that I felt like I didn't have a choice but to just keep doing what I was doing. And then I learned the phrase, you keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting what you're getting. And I learned E plus R equals O, and these events that are happening in my life, I'm responding to them in a certain way that's getting me the outcome, and I don't like the outcome. I don't like what I've created. I started taking 100% responsibility for everything. Customer upset, my fault. No free time for home, my family, my spouse, my fault. My business not generating the income or the wealth that it's capable of generating, my fault. Getting hurt in the field, tearing my pec muscle, a bulged disc, slicing the tendons in my thumb, my fault. It's all my fault. Because when I take full responsibility for it, it empowers me to actually do something about it. It empowers me to make a new choice. It empowers me to respond differently to all the events happening on a daily basis that were happening in my business and in my life. So once you start responding differently, the certainty of tomorrow goes away. And it's scary. So your routine that you have right now, your daily activity, your daily routines, you have certainty in those. You know what the outcome is. Even when the outcome is not beneficial for you, not beneficial for your team, not beneficial for your family, not beneficial for your health, you know the outcome. But there's certainty in that. It's doing what you've always done. In order to break free from that, we have to make a different choice. We have to exercise our ability to respond differently to everything happening. We don't have to keep just doing what we're doing. We've already been down that road. That's the road we're on right now. We know where that road leads. We already know the destination on that road. But that's the exciting part. When you start to respond differently, you don't know the destination, but you know it's a step towards what you actually want to happen because it's different than what you've been doing. So you have to make that decision. You have to make the choice. You have to decide to respond differently. Every time a customer called, my response was yes, I'll be there as soon as I can. There were so many days where I would get home early, quote unquote early, at 6 o'clock. As soon as I pulled in the driveway, my phone would ring. I'd go inside, tell my wife that I love her, tell her about the call that I just got. She was very understanding. She knew I was trying to build a business. She was sacrificing her well-being to try to support me. And I would jump in the truck and go run the call. Sometimes be gone until 9 o'clock on a day that I thought I was going to be home early. There were times where employees were nightmares, but I needed people to run calls, and I would keep these people on the payroll because they were another set of hands. They were still capable of running some basic calls. And that just kept me stuck, kept me doing what I was doing. And I already knew the results I was getting, so I had to make a decision. I had to make a choice. At the time, I wasn't a leader. My business was new. I had to develop myself into a leader. And it didn't happen overnight. It took years. But I was intentional with where I was going. I was intentional with what I was learning. And eventually, the business grew. But it didn't come without heartache, anxiety, stress, fear, worry, pain. And I continued to ignore my family. That wasn't intentional. Maybe yours isn't intentional. But it's still doing damage. I can promise you that. Still doing damage. And I can tell you that you can fix anything in the business that goes wrong once you have an established business. You can work towards fixing it and making it better. But when things go wrong at home, it's not always fixable. It's not always repairable. So instead of just continuing to respond to the daily demands that happen every single day, we have to make a choice. We have to exercise our ability to respond differently to get a different outcome. If we're running calls all summer long, and at the end of the summer we have a little bit of money, but it's never enough to last through the winter, and it's always stressful and fearful, and we always have worry about the winter because the heating and air conditioning business is seasonal. Well, I'm here to tell you that more calls won't save you. If you had more calls all summer long and there's just still not quite enough money in the bank account, more calls is not going to add more money to the bank account. You just had more calls. Summer just ended. Summer just ended. More calls doesn't change anything. You just proved it. I proved it. I proved it for about 6 years. I became exhausted. something had to change. Finally, I reached a point. Isn't it true? We all reach a point with something in life. Like, think back to a time that you actually changed. Chances are you'll find what I'm about to share with you, because it's what I found, is that the pain of change became less than the pain of staying the same. That meant that the pain was so intolerable to continue to do what I'm doing that I no longer feared making the changes necessary. I had to draw a line in the sand, put my foot down and say, I'm not crossing this line anymore. I will no longer cross this line. I will no longer continue to do what I'm doing, because I already know what I get when I do what I'm doing. And it sucks. So when you make that decision, you draw a line in the sand, or pick your head up out of the sand to actually do something about your situation. Take 100% responsibility for it. Realize that you either created, promoted, or allowed everything that's happening to happen because of the choices you made, because these events started piling up on you and you just continued to respond in the same way, which is getting you your current outcome. Once we make a decision to choose a different response, to start to change things, to start to mold things to the way that we actually would like them to happen. Like, most people never reach this point. You become comfortable in the struggle. You become comfortable in pain. You become comfortable enough that making a change is considered uncomfortable. And you would rather have certainty and comfort than make a change to get a new outcome. So you have to make a decision today, right now, to no longer keep accepting what you're accepting if it's not advantageous to you, if it's not beneficial to you, if it's not helping you and your family and your team. You have to make a choice. You can keep doing what you're doing and keep getting what you're getting, or you can make a choice to change. Maybe to add some more discipline and focus in your life. See, discipline, when I think of the word discipline, I think of my mom telling me, just wait till your dad gets home. I was going to get some discipline, right? And I did. Like, Dad, when she told Dad if she was mad about something because I was acting a fool, Dad would discipline me. So discipline doesn't equal pain, fear, worry, anxiety. Discipline equals freedom. The discipline that you're lacking to focus on your business is costing you your freedom. Think about that. It's costing you, quite possibly, your family. It's costing you your future. See, we don't have much time. People are like, you got time, you got time. You don't have a lot of time. Think of somebody in your family who didn't make it to the age of 60. And between the ages of 25 and 75, those 50 years, for 12 and a half years, you're sleeping. 12 and a half years are just dedicated to sleep while you're here on this planet. Like, you don't have time. We need to make the moves, make the changes necessary to get a better result. To get results that actually benefit us, our family, our team. So on the 19th of October, we're hosting another event, another workshop, and it's called 5 Power Moves to Profit, where you're going to learn the 5 moves and make some changes in your business to get better results. It's $27 to join. You've got nothing to lose other than a little bit of time spent doing the right things, which is learning about how to run your business better on a Saturday. Made it on a Saturday so it'd be convenient for you to join. So I hope to see you there. I'll put a link in the description and you can join us and let us teach you the 5 power moves to profit. But you got to make a decision. You got to make a choice. A new possibility awaits. Go make money. Boom.